Hey guys, welcome to Flatbed 101 with Mike again. We have a pretty interesting load. We got JLG out of McConnellsburg, Pennsylvania, and we are going to lovely Las Vegas, where we will be spending Thanksgiving. Yeah, I know, lucky me, right? All right, so we're gonna go over this. It's kind of an interesting load. You gotta make sure these are done right, because obviously you don't want to lose these things. So these are what are known as Skytrax or lulls or telescoping forklifts. You know, a lot of it depends on the brand. These are JLG brand, like I said. Okay, so first off, when you're dealing with equipment, having this landscape is weird. When you're dealing with equipment, you always want to make sure that any attachments are secured down. So what we've done is we've just run a strap across the forks. Now I have another option. If you look up there, you'll see that little I can't even think of what they're called. That little thing hanging down, the little hook. I could have run a chain through that and secured it that way, but I just felt like going with the old standard and doing the strap. Sometimes I do that. It just depends on how I feel, honestly. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, and I'm going to climb up here really quick just so you can see really well. What you're going to do is they're going to load this thing, and it's going to be like right on the edge. Okay? So you're going to hook your hook, you know, just like you normally would. I've already discussed how I do mine. You can go around 2 spools if you want. And then you're going to come up and you're going to go out through the chain point, and then you're going to go back down through the other chain point. Okay? Go back the same way and hook on the other side over there, okay? Then you're gonna come back and you're gonna pull all of your excess. You guys can't even see. You're gonna pull all of your excess to the middle, okay? And then you're gonna grab your excess with the binder and you're gonna bind it back to the part that goes back to the edge of the trailer, just like that, okay? So what you end up doing is you take this one chain, and because you have a binder on both sides, you end up making making it into 2 is what you end up doing. Okay? Now on the back here, if I can get around here. Yeah, I know, it's so safe, right? Ah, here we go. On the back, we've got the exact same thing, kind of. We did our chain on the rub rail like I always do. And then we came up to our chain point right here, okay? And we went back through it this way so that I can get my binder on top of the chain instead of having it underneath. And we did the same exact thing. We grabbed our excess, we pulled our excess to the middle, we pulled on it, we hooked our binder from it to the part of the chain that goes back to the rub rail right there, okay? And then we did the exact same thing on the other side. So it looks exactly the same. See? Okay, now, what you don't want is, if you notice, you've got this excess. You can't even see it. There we go. You've got this excess in the middle. Okay? Now, we don't want that rubbing up against our exhaust here. We don't want it hitting anything sensitive, so we're going to put a couple of bungees on it. Put one there, and then on the other side, same thing. Just like that. And then on the front of a machine, I've got 2 of them. On the front of a machine, you can see I grabbed a bungee and just hooked it to the rub rail just to keep it from swinging back into the machine and causing any kind of paint damage or any kind of damage to anything else. Now, there's a couple of rules when it comes to machines. You want to absolutely stay away from anything rubber, okay, and stay away from anything shiny. All right? Basically, keep your ass away from the hydraulic system, because if you fuck up the hydraulic system, you're going to be in trouble. That's not going to be good. Rule of thumb when you're hauling equipment. Chances are, okay, let me clean the lens. There, you see me a little better now. Chances are that you're going to be delivering to a dealership. And when you do, personal advice, look at the satellite image on Google of the dealership. See if you can find the dog. and plan your maneuvers before you get there. What you're going to do is you're just going to basically pull in, get backed into the dock, however that needs to happen. Sometimes you have to back off the street. Sometimes you have to go in a certain entrance in order to get to it. You know, try to plan that out before you get there. And then, God, it's really dirty. There, that's better. Maybe if I turn away from the light, that seems to help. Anyway, that'll really help you out. Now, there's a lot of places that are driver unload with these equipment. If you're not comfortable with that, I am, because I've run heavy equipment for a lot of my life. And I used to run one of these every day. So unloading and loading machines doesn't bother me a bit. Doesn't matter what it is. But there's a lot of people that aren't comfortable doing that. If you're not, get to your location, get back into the dock, get it unchained, and then just go find someone. You'll be able to find somebody willing to unload it for you. I back into the dock, get the thing unloaded, and then I go find somebody if they haven't come to me first, is what I always end up doing. So I think I've pretty well covered everything on these. You know, you want to get those chains really tight. You want to kind of check them and everything. You can get them a little tighter than you can a lot of other things because you've got a little give from the tires and the suspension of the machine. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. You want to make sure that you're pulling all four directions, front, back, left, right, and all of it needs to be pulling down, obviously. Remember, any attachments of any kind must be secured to the deck somehow. Try not to screw up your paint. Not so much, you don't have to worry about that anywhere where there's a chain point symbol. And what I mean by a chain point symbol is there's a pretty standard image in the industry, like the heavy equipment industry, and it looks like, let's see if we can find one. I mean, I know where they are, but I'll have to climb back up there, and I really didn't want to. All right, let me climb back up there, hang on. All right, that symbol looks like this. This is the symbol that marks a chain point on any type of piece of equipment. It's always going to look something like this. And it's pretty standard. So if you see this, you don't have to worry about the paint here because it's designed for it. You know, they're not going to gripe if the paint's gone right here because you chained it down because this symbol is right here. Now, what you don't want to do is do something stupid like try to chain down or anything like on the axle, or like there's no symbol next to this hole, so you don't want to use this hole. You know, I've seen people do this, and it's never a good idea, where they run a chain through the pin back here. I don't like it. No, I don't like that idea. That's not securing the machine down, really. I mean, if you really think about it. So yeah, make sure you're pulling all four directions. You can take one chain and make it into two by using two binders and doing it the way I showed you. Make sure any attachments are secured down. Stay away from all of the hydraulic system and try not to fuck up the paint anywhere where there's not a chain down symbol. I think I've pretty much covered everything on these. Different machines have different chain points, and you can kind of like put some thought into how you want to do it, and just use your head, you know. I'll do other machines as I come across them. This is the first one I've hauled in a while. So if anybody has any questions or comments or concerns, I'm always open and always available. So feel free to hit me up. You can either comment on the YouTube channel, Flatbed 101 with Mike Hudson, or you can message me on my Facebook page, which is Flatbed 101 with Mike, which you can find by searching at Flatbed 101. That's it for now. Take it easy, guys. Be safe. Peace.